The global community has been shocked beyond words by the barbaric assassination of former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. An unsuspecting Abe was shot at during an election assembly he was addressing in the southern Japanese city of Nara yesterday. About 5 hours after he was shot, the attending doctors pronounced Abe dead after struggling to revive him. Tributes are starting to pouring in from across the world, expressing shock at the demise of one of the most loved leaders of contemporary times. Good morning, I'm Sapsanamma, and these are the headlines of the hour. Government decides to introduce a new bill related to citizenship. 7-year provision for naturalized citizenship to be removed. CPN protests withdrawal of bill stranded for 4 years. Deposits increased by 70 billion rupees in banking and financial institutions in a period of 21 days. Liquidity crisis addressed to some extent with strict measures on loan and payment from projects. Elon Musk says he is terminating a $44 billion deal to buy Twitter, saying the social media company did not provide information about fake or spam accounts on the platform. And 8-time European champions Germany get their Euro 2022 campaign off to a flying start by hammering Euro 2017 runners-up Denmark 4-0. Spain also thumped Finland 4-1. The government has withdrawn the citizenship bill, which had remained stranded at the parliament for the past 4 years, and has decided to introduce a new bill. Despite the registration of the bill in the parliament on 7th of August 2018, the bill was finally withdrawn because of absence of consensus among political parties. At a time when the bill was ratified by the parliamentary committee and was awaiting parliamentary endorsement, the government has withdrawn the bill. The government said to introduce a new bill with no time limit for naturalized citizenship, meaning any foreign women marrying a Nepali citizen will immediately receive a Nepali citizenship. The government move has met with protests from main opposition CPN-UML. Meanwhile, around 4 dozen bills, including those related to civil service, Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority, National Human Rights Commission and Information Technology have also remained stranded at the House of Representatives, which barely has 4 months of its term remaining. Strict measures in supply of loans and increase in payments of construction projects has provided some respite to liquidity in the banking and financial sectors. With the fiscal year nearing conclusion, deposits have increased by 70 billion rupees in BFIs. Payments in the construction sector has addressed the liquidity crisis to some extent. With 148 billion rupees released from the state coffers in the past 24 days, 31 billion has been spent in development works. With the increase in government expenditure, deposits have also witnessed some growth in BFIs. Commercial banks had 4.4 trillion rupees in deposits until mid-June. Deposits have now increased by 70 billion rupees and reached 4,470 billion rupees. Banks have also received 21 billion rupees in receivables from loans. Increase in deposits and collection of such receivables have addressed liquidity crisis to some extent. Meanwhile, it has also reduced the dependence of commercial banks on Nepal Rashtra Bank on the loans they used to take on a weekly basis. The loan-to-deposit ratio has also dropped from 90% to 88%. Now, while these measures may only temporarily address the liquidity crisis, foreign direct investment and remittance must be increased for long-term solution of liquidity crunch. Madhesh Manthan, organized by Kantipur Publications, is being held in Madhesh Province's capital Janakpur Dham today to discuss on development and prosperity in the province. The program, organized by Kantipur Publications, will be broadcast live on Kantipur Television and Kantipur Cineplex this morning from 10:30 a.m. At the program, discussions will be held on the prospects of agriculture, business, tourism, administration, social sector, among others, in the province. The program, in which former President Rambaran Yadav is the chief speaker, will also include other speakers, including politicians, entrepreneurs, businessmen, media personalities, experts and analysts from Madhesh Province. In our Public Voice segment, we've asked people in several provinces what should be done to find solutions for ill trends in the higher education sector. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
अनावश्यक हुने राजनीतिक हस्तक्षेपलाई सुधार गर्नु पर्यो पढाइको ठाउँमा चाहिँ पढाइ नै गरौँ
योग्यता क्षमता बुद्धि विवेकले त्यसलाई चलाउन दिनु हो भने शिक्षा क्षेत्र आफै सुधार
शिक्षालाई चाहिँ निजीकरण गर्नु भएन
विद्यार्थीहरूलाई जबसम्म अनुशासनमा ल्याइदिएर तबसम्म उच्च चाहे तल्लो शिक्षा होस् या माथिल्लो शिक्षा होस् त्यो कहिले पनि प्रगति र उन्नति हुन सक्दैन।
शिक्षामा जुन राजनीतिकरण भइरहेको छ नि त्यो चाहिँ एकदम बिल्कुलै हटाउनुपर्छ।
निशुल्क शिक्षा हुनुपर्छ।
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what do you term the increasing polarization between central and provincial governments in regard to their jurisdictions? Your options are A, consequence of absence of clear laws, B, power affinity of central government, and C, confusion related to mutual rights. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. It's time now for the sports update. Men's football team of Nepal has already begun preparations for the new season. However, the second round of the National Women's League, which has remained at a halt for the past 3 months, remains uncertain. Despite the announcement of the previous executive committee of ENFA for collaboration with Biratnagar Metropolis to organize the second round, dates were not declared. Intense politics and absence of professional management in ENFA has rendered several tournaments uncertain. First round of the National Women's League was held in Bharatpur, Chitwan 3 months ago. Against ENFA's claim of organizing a 6-month-long league, 28 first-round matches were played in 20 days alone. ENFA had announced concluding the second round in a later time. However, the National Football Governing Body then got occupied with elections, which left the Women's League stranded. The previous executive committee of ENFA had organized the first round of Women's League after completion of the men's circle. Had the ENFA management been sound and the officials prioritized tournaments instead of elections, members of the women's team would have been preparing for SAF Championship after the conclusion of their domestic league. And that's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.